Okay, so the B-17 is coming on well now, and I'm just up to the ball turret, and the ball turret is quite a complicated little assembly. We've got 3 different sections that of clear polystyrene that have got to go together, clear plastic's got to go together. Inside we've got to get the 2 machine guns, plus a couple of other small little details that are provided. That's going to be quite tricky. Inevitably, we've got to join clear parts, although most of the clear actually is metal. It's part of the structure of the ball turret. So that's not so bad, because that means that we can probably use, I'm not sure yet, I haven't decided yet how to stick it all together, either with liquid poly or I might well use super glue actually. We'll see how we go with that when we get to it. But before we assemble the ball turret, we've got to complete the interior. Well, you've seen the couple of small little MGs that we've got here. There's a better still image actually just next to the video, which you can see these, which were just painted rubber black, Tamiya rubber black, and then just with a little bit of graphite powder, just wiped onto the surface with an old dry stubby brush. So that's got them ready. And then you've got the structure, the support structure that holds the ball turret that sits inside the belly of the B-17. All of this is all the interior is pretty dark, so the idea all along has been just to try and lighten some of that up, and not probably make it true in terms of authentic accuracy. But I mean, if you make it completely dark and accurate, you ain't going to see any of it, and I don't think you're going to see much of this either, because this structure sits up inside the internal fuselage, and all we'll really see is the ball that hangs down beneath it. But because it's not clear yet exactly how much we will see, I thought it'd be useful to dry brush the dark green, and for that I'm just using this Citadel colour bulk gunmetal. Normally I would use a light grey. I wouldn't use kind of silver at all, it's too stark. Although this is quite a muted silver, but at least what I'm hoping it will do is create a little bit of reflection on some of these edges. So maybe, just maybe, if you peer inside the ball turret, you might just pick up some of the edges of this, which is really what this is part of it's all about. So all I do is get a little bit of the kind of sort of manky, hard, well not hard, but sort of thicker pigment at the top of the lid, put that onto an old tissue here, pull off most of it, and then really all you're looking to do is just gently pick up these edges here. That's just annoying on there, it's too hard to handle it. So not mad at all, just a little bit to try and create this kind of metallic green rather than just dull flat paint that is not going to reflect anything. And as I said, I doubt you're going to see this anyway, but because it's not entirely clear yet whether that will be possible, I'm just giving it a little bit of a dry brush, just highlighting. That's all we're doing. I did think about not bothering with any of this and just squeezing the ball turret into the recess and sticking it in position. And honestly, I was that close to deciding to do that, but it just occurred to me that it could be quite nice to maybe move it around, because this whole thing is designed, as you can see here, to pivot and swivel. So the ball turret will just be connected by these 2 little pins, tiny little pins on the insides of the structure, and it won't take a lot of movement, and probably the ball turret might fall out from time to time, but the idea isn't to move it around too much. But I'm convinced that actually there's a little bit of ply in this, so I think it was better to assemble this structure and just squeeze the ball turret in between these 2 pins. There is, as I said, there is a little bit, I'm not going to mess with this too much, but there is a little bit of play there now to do that. And I used super glue to join these 2 halves of the structure together, and then sanded them back to make a kind of a decent enough join, and a much stronger join, so that it should take that slight flexing to get the ball turret in. Yeah, I don't think I want to do a lot more than that, really, to be honest. I think that's kind of done enough. But as you can hopefully just pick up on the camera, there's just enough kind of reflection on there to hopefully just make that a bit more interesting. If we can see it, and that remains to be seen.